Myself, Mr. Mate HT, Department of Botany, RBNB College, Srirarampur. Today, we are going to study the T.Y.B.Sc Botany. Paper first, that is BO 331, that is the cryptogamic botany, and from this topic number 3, that is the life cycle of the Batrachospermum. Now, first that is the classification. Now it comes under the kingdom Plantae. Then subkingdom Cryptogams because it is a non-flowering plant. Then division Rhodophyta because it contains the pigments like R-phycocyanin, R-phycoerythrin, chlorophyll A, etc. And reserved food material is the Floridian starch. Class Rhodophyceae. Sexual reproduction is oogamous type. Sexual reproduction is oogamous type. Male gametes are non-motile and they are called as the spermatangia. Then subclass Floridae. The thallus is the filamentous. Then order Nymphalionials, corticated cells are there. The internodal cell of the main axis is corticated. Then family Batrachospermum. These are the freshwater forms. Asexual reproduction by the monospores. Monospore germinate to give the Cantransia stage, so it is called as the asexual reproduction. Then genus Batrachospermum. Now branch appear like beaded in manner. So the next point, this is all about the classification. Next point, that is the occurrence. Generally, the Batrachospermum is the freshwater. So the occurrence, it is the freshwater found in pools, ponds, ditches, water streams, and it is found all over the world, and generally they are red or green in color because of the pigments. So this is all about the occurrence. That means that they are freshwater forms. They are found in pools, ponds, ditches, water streams, etc. Now thallus structure. Now this is the main axis, which is the filamentous. These are the primary laterals. They are profusely branched. These branches are 4 to 6 in number. They are also called as the limited growth branches. This is the long branch. The structure of long branch is same as the main axis. It also has nodes and internodes. This is the glomerule. This is the cortication. This is the long branch. This is the carposporophyte. Which is the reproductive structure, one stage in the life cycle of the Batrachospermum. So this is the complete structure of the diagrammatic representation of the Batrachospermum. From the lower nodal region, there develop the rhizoids. But in some species, the rhizoids are completely absent. So such a type of a species freely floats in or on the water. But when rhizoids are present, then the Batrachospermum plant, Batrachospermum alga, is get attached to the substratum. So these rhizoids are branched in structure and they are important for anchorage. Now above this, there is the main axis. So this is the main axis. It is very long and it is divided into nodes and internodes. So this is the nodal region, and in between these two nodes there is the internodal region, and in the lower internodal region there is the cortication. That means the central internodal cell is get covered by number of a peripheral cell. So such a type of structure is called as the cortication, and generally it is found on the lower internodal region of the main axis of the thallus. So this main axis is a filamentous in the nature, and it is a uniseriate and it is a branched. Now this main axis gives the two different types of the branches. So first, that is the primary lateral. So these are the primary lateral. They are also called as the branches of a limited growth, and they are 4 to 6 in number, but they are repeatedly branched. They are profusely branched, and the compact structure of this primary lateral is called as the glomerule. So this is the complete primary lateral branches, and they form a compact structure which is called as the glomerule. And because of this glomerule, the whole structure of the Batrachospermum is beaded in appearance. Now next branch, that is the long branch. Now the structure of the long branch is the same as the main axis. It also shows the nodes and internodes, and on the nodal region of this long branches, there again develop the primary laterals. They again shows the glomerule. That means there is compact arrangement of this primary lateral. Now on the nodal region of this primary lateral, there develops another stage of the life cycle of a Batrachospermum, which is called as the carposporophyte. So this is the whole structure of the Batrachospermum, which has rhizoid is there, main axis is there, primary lateral branches are there, then long branches are there. So next point, that is the cell structure. Cells are somewhat rectangular in shape. They have outer wall and inner wall. Cell wall is formed by the two layers. At the center there is the central vacuole. This is the food material called as the Floridian starch. The outer wall is formed by the cellulose, while inner wall is formed by the pectin, and combinedly it is called as the cell wall. Central vacuole, nucleus, chloroplast, and other pigments are there. So this is the cell structure. Now in Batrachospermum, the cell is somewhat rectangular in shape. It has a cell wall. It is formed by the two layers. The outer layer is formed by the cellulose, while inner layer is formed by the pectin. And inside this, at the center, there is the central vacuole. So this is the central vacuole, and in between the central vacuole and the cell wall, there is the cytoplasm. And in the cytoplasm, there are different types of the pigments, that is R-phycocyanin, R-phycoerythrin, and chloroplast is also there. Now, food material is called as the Floridian starch. Then a single nucleus is there, and at center there is the central vacuole. So this is all about the cell structure in the Batrachospermum. Now the reproduction. Generally it is oogamous type of a sexual reproduction, because this oogonia, which is called as the carpogonium, is dominant in the life cycle of the Batrachospermum. The plants are monoecious or dioecious. That means when both the male and female reproductive structures are present or developed on one and the same plant, then that plant is called as the monoecious plant. But when male and female reproductive structures are developed on two different individuals, then such a type of plants are called as the dioecious plant. Here the male reproductive structure is called as antheridium, or it is also called as the spermatia. So the male reproductive structure is called as the antheridium, or it is also called as the spermatangia, in which there is a single naked mass of the male cell, which is called as the spermatia. While female reproductive structure is called as the carpogonium. It is a specially developed structure on a special branch, that is the female reproductive structure, which is called as the carpogonium. It has a trichogyne at upper side, and toward the lower side there is circular bulbous egg is there. So this is the female reproductive structure called as the carpogonium. Thank you.